Good day everyone and God be with you. Now, we are in the chapter 6, and this chapter covers the topic about the determinants of morality, where we will able to discuss about the end of act, the end of the doer, and the circumstances of the act. After that, the next reporter will discuss about the morally good act, the relevance of the law, the definition of the law, binding in conscience, and the properties of just law. But before that, let me introduce ourselves first. My name is Jerold R. Vasquez, together with my partner, Kimberly Nica Montecarlo, and we are your presenter for today. And our task to be discussed is all about the determinants of morality. But before we proceed to the discussion of the lesson, let's define first the determinants of morality. Determinants of morality are so called because they are the basis of judging whether an act is good or evil, moral or immoral. So meaning, determinants of morality ay ginagamit siya upang tukuyin ng isang bagay, pangyayari o kilos kung ito ba'y tama o mali, mabuti o masama, angkop o hindi angkop na kilos at aksyon. There are three such determinants of morality, namely, the end of the act itself, the end of the doer, and the circumstances of the act. Now let's discuss the end of the act. The end of the act is defined as the natural termination or completion of an act. When we talk about end of act, it is a kind of action that bringing something into a final point or coming end. Ito'y tumutukoy sa mga bagay na kinakailangan ng pagtatapos o pagwawakas. At sa bawat pagwawakas ng isang bagay, mayroon itong kaakibat na resulta. If your motives, goals, and intention in a certain things has successfully attained or not. For example is, kinakailangan na kumain ng 3 beses sa isang araw ang isang tao because we know that the end of eating is to satisfying or appeasing our own hunger. O di kaya, kinakailangan na kumain ng isang tao because we need to gain our nourishment to perform our work to our daily living. Another example is reading. We need to read because we know that the end or the result of reading is to widen our thoughts or to gain information or comprehension of something. The end of act determines whether an act is intrinsically or extrinsically good or evil. Any act which is consistent with the natural tendency of human nature is intrinsically good, but those that are contrary to the reason are intrinsically evil. Intrinsically good are those actions that add to the natural tendencies of biological, psychological, and natural powers. Kumikilos ka just because you need to sustain your biological powers, for example, your nutrition, growth, and reproduction. Then next is psychological powers. You act accordance to your own senses and emotion. Then lastly is natural power, which is done through the intellect and will. So it is considered as intrinsically good because sinusunod mo lang naman through the union of your body and soul, matter and spirit. However, intrinsically evil contrary to the reason. For example is stealing. It is considered as intrinsically evil dahil inagaw mo ang pagmamay-ari ng isang taong labag sa kanyang kalooban. Another example is the act of rape. You committed that act just because you need to satisfy your own pleasure, without thinking na minamantsahan mo ang pagkatao at dignidad ng isang tao against to its own will. Then next, action which is neutral or indifferent to the norm of morality are extrinsically good or evil. When we talk about neutral or indifferent to the norm of morality, it's talk about to the amoral acts, which is either good or evil. Pero depende yun sa kung paano mo i-handle ang isang action. For example is drinking wine. Drinking wine moderately is a good thing. But if it is excessive at hindi mo na kaya i-handle ang sarili mo just to commit a bad things, it is a wrong one. Next, action which is intrinsically evil are prohibited in all times. Action which is extrinsically evil may be permitted when the factors which render from evil are removed or corrected. So simply means that intrinsically evil, prohibited, because if you violate the law or the law of society, it is possible na magbabayad ka bilang kaparusahan mo sa batas. For example is abortion. Abortion is contrary to the natural law which is against to the human nature or humanity. Because ang pagpatay ng sanggol is both prohibited coming from the God's law and the natural law of humanity. However, extrinsically evil may be permitted in the sense na depende sa results or sa consequences ng action na ginawa niya. For example is the act of eating. Diba hindi masamang kumain just to sustain your hunger? But if it is overeating or excessive dieting, it could be unhealthy, so therefore, it is morally objectionable. Extrinsic evil ang tawag kung ang kamalian na ginawa niya ay kaya niya pang itama, so it is permitted. However, in intrinsic evil, it is prohibited in all times. Yun yung mga maling ginawa mong action na kailan pa man ay hindi magiging tama sa batas ng Diyos at sa batas ng tao. Now let's move on to the second one, the end of the doer. The end of the doer is defined as the purpose or the motive which is the doer wishes to accomplish by his action. Without a motive, an act is accidental or involuntary. Ang isang tao ay nag-iisip muna ng hangarin at layunin bago siya gumawa ng action o kilos. When the purpose is accomplished, a person stops to act, and that action is means to fulfill a person's wish or intention. For example is teacher. Bago muna siya magturo sa kanyang estudyante, kinakailangan niya munang gumawa ng lesson plan para i-set up niya kung anong magiging layunin sa pagtuturo at kung anong posibleng aral ang matutunan ng estudyante sa kanya. Another, end does not justify the means. It is simply means that one should not do wrong in order to attain a good purpose. For example is, yung desire mong makapasa sa examination or quiz ay hindi matibay na pangangatwiran para ikay mandaya o mangopya sa exam. Another is, ang kagustuhan mong pakainin ng pamilya mo ay hindi matibay na pangangatwiran para ikay magnakaw. O di kaya, ang kagustuhan mong malaman ang katotohanan sa kaso ay hindi sapat na pangangatwiran upang pahirapan mo ang suspect. It simply means that, don't do wrong if this will result in something good. Huwag kang gumawa ng mga maling bagay para lang makamit mo ang minimiti mong layunin. O di kaya, gagawa ka ng mabuting bagay para lang pagtakban ang lahat ng kamalian mo. Because good action plus evil motive equals evil itself. Now let's proceed to the circumstances of the act that we'll discuss by Kimberly Nica Montecarlo. Kimberly Nica, pasok!
So let us now proceed sa last determinants of morality, which is the circumstances of the act. The circumstances of the act are the historical elements surrounding the commission of an act, such as the status of the doer, the place, the time, or the intensity of an act. The circumstances of the act are the third determinant of the morality. Isa sa mga way para ma-determine natin if morally correct ba talaga yung nagagawa natin. The circumstances are such things as the person involved, the time, the place, and the occasion. May mga factors like time, place, reason at iba pa na sometimes nagbabago yung nature ng act na nagagawa natin at yan ay tinatawag na circumstances. Circumstances can make an otherwise good action evil. Minsan dahil sa mga circumstances nagiging masama yung nagagawa ng isang tao. The circumstances are hinted by the interrogative pronouns who, what, where, with whom, why, how, and where. So first, who. Who refers either to the doer of the act or the recipient of the act. It has to do with the age, status, relation, schooling, social standing, and economic situation of those involved in an act. So who simply means the person who is acting or the one who received an act. In this regard, we note the following. A. The moron, insane, senile, and children below the age of reason are incapable of voluntary acts and are not morally accountable. For example, when we talk about lie, iba yung moral way kapag yung bata yung nagsisinungaling kaysa sa matanda. Mas mabigat yung kasalanan kapag mas matanda. Letter B. Educated persons have greater accountability than those with less or without education, meaning more educated one are more accountable than less knowledge one. Mas may pinag-aaralan, mas accountable siya kasi alam niya yung ginagawa niya at niya compared sa walang pinag-aralan. Letter C. Persons constituted in authority have accountability for the actions of those under them. This is the meaning of command responsibility. Meaning, leaders has more accountability than their followers. Kapag nagbigay ng order si leader kay follower na gumawa ng mali, mas accountable si leader kasi si follower ay sumunod lamang sa utos niya. And letter D, the legal or blood relation of the people involved in act may modify the nature of such act. Like for example, sa letter D, it refers to the person na gumawa ng act. For example, pumatay ako ng ibang tao, meaning homicide yung kaso sa akin. Pero kung halimbawa, parents or relative ko naman yung pinatay ko, parricide na yung kaso sa akin instead of homicide. And pangalawa, what? What refers to the act itself or the quality and quantity of the result of such act. What simply means the thing that has been done. Meaning, kung mas marami at mas matindi yung kasalanan na ginawa at maraming naapektuhan, meaning mas grabe yung kamalian at responsibility ng isang tao na gumawa ng isang crime. Pangatlo, where? Where refers to the place where the act is committed, or simply means the venue where the act was happened. Example, a sin done privately is not the same with a sin done publicly. Mas exposed yung sin, mas mabigat yung liability. At another example man ay, criminality done inside the church is more immoral than doing it in park. Immoral acts are done in sacred places mas makasalanan compared sa ibang lugar. Number 4, with whom? With whom refers to the companion or accomplices in an act. With whom talks about the person, go along with the person doing such act. Mas marami yung involved sa crime, mas severe yung legal responsibility. And number 5, why? Why refers to the motive or of the doer, or the reason of a sinner on committing a sin, kung ano ang purpose or aim in committing such act or sin. And number 6, how? How refers to the manner of the act is perpetrated. How talks about the method or modus of the person in doing such act, or kung ano yung way na ginamit niya in doing such act. And number 7, when? When refers to the time of the act, or simply means the timing of the act. For example, a murder committed when the victim is sleeping is more offensive than the one done when the victim is wide awake. Next is about the circumstantial factor. Circumstances may either increase or decrease the wrongfulness of an evil act. Ibig sabihin, dahil sa mga circumstances, pwedeng madagdagan or mababawasan yung kasalanan na ginawa mo. For example, nagpasabog ka ng bomba sa Pastrana Park. Siyempre, mas nadagdagan yung kasalanan mo kasi nga, sa public place mo ito ginawa at maraming tao yung nadamay. Unlike sa nagpasabog ka sa isang lugar, na isa lang yung taong napahamak mo, mas less yung kasalanan mo dun. But still, evil act man gyapon sanda parehas. Number 2, circumstances also may either increase or decrease the merits of a good act. Like for example, helping another at the rest of one's life is an act of heroism. Ibig sabihin, nadagdagan ang goodness anang inubra. And helping another in expectation of a reward or free is a business transaction. Ibig sabihin man ito, mas nabawasan ang goodness sa inubra na kasi nag-expect yung reward or free sa anang pagbulig. Pangatlo, circumstances may exempt temporarily someone from doing a required act. For example, kapag may utang kita, syempre required di ba natong bayadan ang atong utang kasi responsibilidad natin yon. But due to some circumstances nga wa pa kada kwarta, for the meantime, excuse anay kita, but still kailangan mo man gyapon bayadan to kasi required act to. Another example pagid is di ba kinakailangan yun natin magbuulit exam and mag-submit mga worksheets. Pero dahil nga na isa natabo nga community quarantine, hindi kita pwede magawa at white klase. So temporarily exempted or excuse anay kita, pero later on pag natapos yun ang problema nga at sa pagbalik naton, ubrahon gapon naton to kasi hato ang gin-required it mga may stress sa aton. And last, circumstances do not prove the guilt of a person. Meaning, hindi lahat ng circumstances kayang magsabi kung guilty or not ang isang tao. For example, may nawawalang pera sa loob ng room, then pumasok ka, tapos biglang dumating yung may-ari at hinahanap niya yung pera. Ikaw yung naaktuhan niya sa room, pero hindi ibig sabihin nun na porket ikaw yung nasa loob, ikaw na yung nagnakaw or kumuha ng pera niya. But still, pwede ka maging suspect pero hindi pwede ma-prove itatong circumstances na guilty ikaw sa crime nga to.
That would be all about our presentation. And the rest of this chapter will be presented by Brian Galigaw. Thank you for watching and listening, and God bless.